Hey there everybody, it's RevKev here. Pray you are having an amazing day today. If you are new to this channel, I would love it if you would click that subscribe button, be a part of the conversation and be a part of the community here that's just reviewing and reacting to different things in our culture today. So last night, as a family, we went to go see the IMAX limited engagement movie, Jesus is King. It's a film done by Kanye West, the very, very famous rapper. Now, I'm going to admit, I don't know all that much about Kanye West. Just a few little tidbits that I see on the news from time to time. And I'm not very familiar with his music either, apart from one song, only because it was in the first season of Glee, and I kind of dreamed of being really a cool pastor who could dance around the church like Mr. Shu could in Glee.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
We all have our dreams, right? Anyways, so this film was kind of a really neat way to experience this music that Kanye has put together for an upcoming album. I had a whole bunch of teenagers in my house last night waiting for this album to drop. They were all expecting it to happen last night with the movie release, and it didn't happen. So I had a bunch of angry teenagers in the house last night, but whatever, it'll drop eventually. But yeah, just kind of seeing kind of in this, they were kind of in this, it's called the Rodin Crater, that was where they filmed this music, and just the echo, the sound of this gospel music being sung and performed was incredibly powerful, and the imagery was very powerful as well. And I was really impressed with it. I mean, it's really short. It was only a half an hour long, but the music just kind of really drew you in. I nitpick a little bit here. The quality of the music was not as good as I was expecting it, and it might have just been in my theater. I found the music quality was a little tinny and echoey, maybe because they were in a crater. But I just felt that for someone who's got, Kanye West's reputation in the music industry, I was kind of hoping the music quality would have been a little bit sharper, but that could just be my preference, and maybe it's because I'm not familiar with his stuff. So anyways, that was that. So the movie was very powerful. The imagery, the music, and the clear gospel presentation in the scriptures that were presented kind of just on these blue screen, simple Bible verses. That Jesus is the way, that Jesus is the light who's come into the world of darkness, that no one is saved by a religion that where we have to strive to keep rules and commandments, because if we did that, we would all just boast and brag about ourselves. And just this clear presentation throughout was incredibly powerful for me. Now, in the theater that I was at, there was only about one person in the entire theater who was older than me. I was the old man in the room, and I'm looking amongst the crowd, and the theater was packed. Every single seat packed. I haven't been to a packed movie like that I can't even remember when. And I'm the old guy in the room, and these were young people from the multiple ethnic backgrounds. You could tell multiple religious backgrounds, and just gathered in this space to hear praises to God, to see the scriptures clearly presented of who Jesus is. And I'm sitting there going, and at the end of the movie, everyone applauded. Applauded, and people are talking and high-fiving and hugging and greeting one another. And I'm looking at this, and I'm going, why aren't we seeing this in the church? Why aren't we seeing this generation engaged? Why aren't we seeing this artistry? Why aren't we seeing this kind of stuff happening in our day in the church? And I was wrestling a little bit with this last night and struggling with this. So this is a little bit of a reaction rant, I guess, based on what I saw in this environment. Is we see throughout history, whenever there are these moves of God, when God takes the fringe people and really kind of does something there, when God takes the artist, when God takes the musician and moves amongst these kind of what we would say these fringe movements, the response from me, my generation, tends to be guard. We got to guard our tradition, we got to guard our theology, and we've become more concerned with the theology than seeing what the move of God is actually doing. And as I'm looking at all these young people who just clearly had the gospel presented to them, I'm like, where do they go to hear more? Where do they know that there's a place that they can talk to? Do they know that there's a place that they can safely go to? And would they ever consider me and my church to be one of those safe places that they could go to and wrestle with these things and ask their hard questions and meet with God in a powerful way? Or do they just see our tradition? Do they just see this old guard guarding our way of doing things? So I'm incredibly grateful for this film for just stirring that in me. And I'm actually looking forward to when the album drops and listening to this music for myself. So that's just what I'm kind of wrestling with. I so appreciate these type of things that get us as Christians, and especially us as Christian leaders, get us talking and thinking. So so I'm just really grateful for the movie, and I'm so glad that I went to it, and would love to know your thoughts. If you went to see the movie, would love to know what you thought about it in the comment section below. If you're wrestling through some of this same stuff that I'm wrestling with today, would love to know that as well. Put that in the comments as well. So as always, I so appreciate each and every one of you who subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the comments, all the liking, all the sharing. It really means the world to me. And until the next video, we will talk to you then. God bless you. And don't forget, Jesus is King. So God bless. Have a wonderful day.